Coming up on ESBC's second fighter release show, we've got living legends and crossover stars. The best new signings across all divisions. We go global with the best new talent from the four corners. Plus, video game history will be made as we announce our first signings in the first ever women's boxing division. All that and more coming up. Hello once again, I'm Todd Grisham from ESBC. As promised, this is our second ESBC fighter release show, and we've got some big names coming up in just a minute. But if you missed our first show, let's quickly take you back and show you what you missed. One of the pound for pound best fighters in the world today. They call him Bud. You can call him in the next ESBC video game.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, I knew it was you.
You stand up PBC, Caleb Plant, who's hoping for a showdown.
This shit is real, bro.
Caleb Plant,
oh my God.
And how about the clubhouse leader for the knockout of the year in 2021?
And I'm very excited for this new opportunity to be part of this new boxing game.
And now to one of the greatest boxers to ever come out of the United Kingdom.
I think my speed is probably more than 100% if you think about it, because, you know, I throw punches that people don't see.
Virgil Ortiz Jr. is in ESBC. How about the former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk?
Oh my God.
How about Alexander Povetkin?
They've been grinding.
How about English heavyweight Joe Joyce?
That is insane.
Perhaps the greatest light heavyweight champion in the Junior is back.
Oh, snap.
How about Showtime, Sean Porter, PBC for NBC.
Anything you can want, you can make right here on this video game.
Josh Taylor.
There's not been a boxing game for a long time now, so it's good to be a part of one and be in it.
And how about Regis Prograis? And how about Gabe Rosado? And how about my good friend Chris Algieri, Daniel Jacobs?
Let's go.
Not only
The
is he one of
Miracle
world's
Man.
great fighters,
Bro, this shit is not, they just naming.
All the fans out there, I appreciate your support, but play with the Miracle Man because miracles happen.
thousand punches, and you can relive the fight.
Ya saben que si me escogen, van a ganar. Y si van en contra mía, lo voy a hacer que pierdan también.
But Todd, you haven't talked about the biggest name of them all, the greatest of all time, the legend himself.
Bigger than Sugar Ray Robinson.
Bigger.
Who is it?
You're looking at him.
Yes, the Mexican legend himself.
And I feel very excited and I'm proud to be part of this ESBC great boxing video game.
Tim Bradley Jr., as tough as they come. There's only one, Ricky Hatton, Edgar Berlanga.
I love Edgar Berlanga.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Berlanga. Jaime Munguia with that high knockout ratio. Zhu Khan has captivated that country's attention.
It is the biggest and best boxing game in history.
Our first fighter release show was a huge success, and we want to thank you again for your positive feedback and your excitement surrounding our roster, which is expanding day by day. And since that show 2 weeks ago, get ready for some huge names. Here we go. Lomachenko. With footwork so advanced, they call him the Matrix, formerly the pound for pound king, 3-division world champion, former unified champion, one of the most popular fighters in the world today. He's in ESBC. You wanted him, you got him. Out of Argentina, 2-division world champion, the incomparable Marcus Maidana.
Hola, soy Marco Chino Maidana. ¿Querés boxear como yo? Descarga el nuevo videojuego eSport Boxing Club. Descargalo.
Now let's focus on some of the living legends that are still with us today and that can still kick some ass on ESBC. First up, the Tasmanian Devil, Vinny Pazienza. What a colorful character, and you know his story, breaking his neck in a horrible car crash. Doctors told him he would never walk again, but he was not listening. A year later, back in the ring and on his way to becoming a world champion. The former lightweight champion of the world, Ray Boom Boom Mancini, perhaps the best nickname in all of boxing. He's got a great story as well. This man has beaten the odds time and time again. Can you beat him in ESBC?
Hi, this is Ray Boom Boom Mancini. I'm very happy to announce my partnership with Esports Boxing Club. the most real, most authentic boxing video game ever created. And for all of my fans out there, whoever had a dream fight that you wanted me to have, go on here and pick my opponent and we'll see the outcome.
And how about this for a knockout percentage? Big Frank Bruno, 40 wins, 38 of them coming by knockouts. His nickname was the True Brit, and we're glad to have this 6'3" dynamo in Esbc. I've been fortunate enough to call thousands of fights around the world, and there's nothing better, pound for pound with excitement, than the flyweight and featherweight divisions. And we announced 2 weeks ago, two of the best in the world, Chocolatito and Juan Francisco Estrada. They are fantastic. But how about back in the 90s? There were no two better small guys than these two men.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Los saludos, amigo Marco Antonio Barrera. Quiero dar las gracias. Estoy muy contento, muy entusiasmado de formar parte de Boxing Club Video Game. Van a poder descargar las peleas contra el Terrible Morales. Los que no nos vieron nos van a poder poner en la cuarta, la quinta, la sexta. Y por qué no, como si te hubiese gustado ver pelear a Marco Antonio Barrera con Lomacheco, con toda esta buena calidad de boxeadores que se van a encontrar aquí en el juego, por favor, descarguen y gracias por haberme invitado.
Moving on, and how about Nonito Donaire, who has some of the fastest hands in boxing, and they pack a powerful punch. He's twice won Knockout of the Year awards from the Ring magazine. Let's hear from the Filipino Flash.
Hey guys, it's Nonito Donaire, and I'm excited to be part of the Esbc family. So come play with me, or against me, against anybody. Oscar Valdez, The Beast, Eddie Hall, and you name it. So stay tuned for updates. Let's go win. Me against you.
Known perhaps better for his training methods than boxing, Vidal Riley is in Esbc, and don't count him out. Vidal Riley has already been scanned in Esbc. Here's a look at that process.
3, 2, 1. Keep that pose and then we...
Craziest flash I've ever experienced. Yeah, it's like your memory's getting whacked. It's like one of those effects. Like, what was it, Men in Black? Yeah. You literally, that's what it felt like.
Missed.
Good finish to the round. Good finish to the round. I like it. I do like the gameplay and how it feels. It's gonna be huge. I think it's gonna be huge.
We here at Esbc are extremely excited to announce that for the first time ever, there will be a women's boxing division in a video game. History is being made. So what did we do? We made history by signing, of course, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world today, Claressa Shields, undefeated. Is she really the greatest woman of all time? You'll find out if you play her character in Esports Boxing Club. The Cast Killer, Jessica McCaskill, the undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
Hey guys, Jessica McCaskill, undisputed welterweight champion of the world. I know you guys are ready to see me whoop up on Claressa, but you can do it too on Esbc, Esports Boxing Club. Just pick my character and get to fighting.
Also, the First Lady of Boxing. Some consider her to be the best female boxer of all time. Out of Norway, Cecilia Brækhus. Congratulations and welcome to Esports Boxing Club.
Hi everybody, my name is Cecilia Brækhus. I am the First Lady of Boxing. I am the first female undisputed champion, and I'm so excited to be a part of ES Boxing.
Jelena Mrnjavčević, over 50 professional fights. She's the reigning featherweight champion of the world. And Heather Hardy from Brooklyn, USA. She actually wanted to be a pro baseball player, but then started training in boxing, had her first professional match 3 weeks after starting training, and would become a world champion. Chantel Cameron, the #1 ranked fighter in the world in her division. If you like fireworks, flash, and fashion, this is the fighter for you. Franchon Cruz, now to the second British woman to win a world title and currently considered the best super featherweight in the world, Terry Harper. And of course, Superbad, Seniesa Estrada, unified world champion, and the owner of the fastest knockout in women's boxing history, 7 seconds. Alicia the Empress Napoleon, an Italian from Long Island, won 11 national titles as an amateur and has knocked out over half the women she's faced as a pro. We've also got highly decorated flyweight Salim Urbina out of Mexico. How do you feel about being in Esbc? As you know, boxing is the sweet science, but it's not the only combat sport in the world where you use your fists. We've got some of the best crossover combat sports stars coming to ESBC. She might be one of the most aggressive female fighters in history. Chris Cyborg has terrorized women's divisions across different sports around the world. Muay Thai, MMA, and kickboxing, and now it's her turn at boxing on ESBC. The bad boy of kickboxing, Badr Hari, a mean dude with a bad temper. Whether he's inside the ring or outside of it, don't blink, anything can happen at any moment. 92 knockouts from 106 wins. He's got the highest knockout rate in kickboxing history. Albania's answer to Conor McGregor. The outspoken Florian Marku is a superstar to the worldwide Albanian population, and he brings an army of fans with him wherever he goes. They call him the best. He is one of Joe Rogan's favorite fighters in the world. Cedric Doumbé, pound for pound, may be the best striker on the planet. And the Frenchman is in Esports Boxing Club.
Guys, Cedric Doumbé, the best kickboxer on the planet, the #1 pound for pound. I'm very excited to be in that video game. For me, it's just like a dream, you know. For me, it's a dream who's coming true. To be in the video game, I'm very excited, you know. I would really love to fight in that video game a guy like Roy Jones Jr. For me, is my dream fight.
And y'all must have forgot!
When you choose your character, you have to choose Cedric Doumbé. Because I really think in that video game, they will put my speed, my power at the top. My first video game fighting was Street Fighter. Guys, I'm really excited. You know, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see that's happen, you know. Let's keep in touch. I'm Cedric Doumbé, the best kickboxer on the planet for you guys.
One of the great things about boxing is the sport is beloved worldwide. And we here at ESBC love worldwide boxers. And with that, let's take a trip around the globe. Let's start in South America. Patrick Teixeira out of Brazil, former world champion, is in ESBC, as is Sergio Martinez. In his prime, he was ranked only behind Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in the pound-for-pound best fighters list. And now let's go down under. Some great fighters from Australia: Anthony Mundine, Billy Dibb, heavyweight Lucas Brown, and Daniel Gill. Now to Sweden. A protege of Floyd Mayweather's, Badou Jack is only one of 3 Swedish-born fighters to ever hold a world title. And now to Puerto Rico. Dynamite does come in small packages. Wilfredo Mendez is in the Esports Boxing Club. Now to the Philippines. Jonreal Casimero. Like his countryman Manny Pacquiao, he is a multi-weight world champion with a habit of knocking people out. And now to Mother Russia, one of the best light heavyweights of all time, the Crusher, Sergey Kovalev, known for his brutal punching power, is in Esports Boxing Club. The best boxing movie franchise of all time has to be Rocky. But there would be no Rocky Balboa if there wasn't Mick, his trainer. Cut me open, Mick! It's a murderer's row of boxing trainers. Eddie Reynoso, the trainer of the year in the game. Bomac, Brian McIntyre, Joel Diaz, Robert Garcia, and one of the fast rising stars in the game, trainer Buddy McGirt. The list goes on. You can start a character in career mode, pick one of these guys to be your trainer, and win the WBC world title. Back to our fighter announcements, and how about Joe Smith Jr.? He's got a common name, but some rare skills. He's the only fighter to hold a stoppage win over the legendary Bernard Hopkins, who he knocked out of the ring. He's also made a career of beating the bookmakers' odds. The blue-collar Joe Smith Jr. And now out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the Demolisher himself. He looks good and he hits hard. 35 of his 42 wins coming by knockout. The Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi, born and raised on the mean streets of Brooklyn and became well known for having a heart that was as big as his mouth. Welcome to ESBC, Paulie Malignaggi. Diego Corrales, who was involved in perhaps the greatest fight of all time against Jose Luis Castillo, is in ESBC. And now to the man who's challenging for the unified lightweight championship of the world this summer against Teofimo Lopez. Australia's George Kambosos is in Esports Boxing Club. Well, that'll do it for our second ever fighter announcement show. And even as we approach 200 fighters signed, we're still adding more and more big names. In fact, keep watching this space because a few days from now, I will have a major announcement involving a major star. I just can't tell you who it is right now. I'm sorry, but you'll know soon enough. Until then, I'm Todd Grisham. Thanks for watching. This is ESBC.